back to the Bender Bunker, your one-stop shop for B-Bender guitar-related lesson videos. And this is part 3 of 3, the end of the trilogy, the Working Man's Bender, set of course over the classic Merle Haggard rhythm of Working Man blues, hence the Working Man Bender. We've been having all kinds of fun over this classic rhythm, hoping to give you some ideas of what to play the next time you find yourself playing with your bender on top of that rhythm. Let's see, part 2 a week or 2 back, that was all kinds of bending. And this time we're going a little half and half. We're coming in with the afterburners blazing and we're going out the same way. But in between we've got some tasty bender parts to go over. Here it is quick in isolation, the lick you just heard. See if you want in. That's it more or less. Again, we're coming in quick with that opening riff. Out the same way. But I promise you this, much like that individual you spotted at the bar around closing time, around 2 a.m., you've been kind of eyeing them over there. It's getting late, they're about to kick you out, and they look kind of flashy in that dim light of the neon. You saunter on over for a closer look, and you realize pretty quick they're a lot flashier from afar than they are up close. Same way with that lick. It's just flashy up far away. When we get up close and dissect it, it's going to be no problem. All right, if that sounds good, go grab that bender. You know the drill. Meet me on the other side of the fade and we'll get right on it. Here's we end out the Working Man Bender Trilogy. Well, all right. Happy to see you've decided to finish out the trilogy here with me on the Working Man's Benders. Let's go ahead and get part 3 started. We are starting with that opening riff and we'll go straight into our first bender part. So it's along the lines of... Honestly, not that bad. Let's just knock it out right now. So the entire Working Man Bender trilogy, including this lesson, is brought to you by the key of A. So this remains an A, and appropriately enough, we start this journey with the open string, your 5th string of A. Now, the riff we're going to learn is this before we get to the bender. And what I just did there is actually just use my pick 3 times, once on each string. The 5 string, the 4 string, your 3 string, your A, D, and G. And for those playing the home game, for whatever reason, I am up-picking each of those, if that makes a difference. That's just what I'm doing. You do what you like. And we start there by picking your open A string, your 5th string, and then rolling the 3rd and 4th frets with your middle and ring finger. So 1 pick and 2 rolls. Now we go up to our open D string. We hit that open and we pick and roll the 2nd and 4th with our index and our ring. So now we've got... Just do that for a bit. Now there we are, 4th string, 4th fret with our ring finger. Go ahead and let that ring. And you guessed it, we're going to go ahead and hit the open G string, your 3rd string. And then lay our index finger, once we do, on the 2nd fret to make that note. And that completes the run right before we get to our first bender part. So all together. Move back a bit so you can see the 3 up picks. So just practice that until it's in your muscle memory. Now, of course, the D string and the G string right there, they're ringing nicely together to get us into this. What that is once we get to that G string and we lay our index finger there on the 2nd fret, we are going to up pick the open B string and then that G string with our index finger on the 2nd, just those 2, and bring the bender up slowly. That's what you heard. So the riff into that. So we've got the bender all the way up. Let's go ahead and hit our high E string. B string open, letting the bender down. And then the index finger that's still there on the G string 2nd. Now, when I'm coming down on that bender, that's a good time to use my ring finger that's still been kind of hanging out there on the 4th string, 4th fret. Kind of let that up and maybe lean it against your open A string. We're going to kind of mute those as we bring the bender down. Sounds kind of nice as we go up, not so much when we're coming down. So there's just a little mental note to make the riff a little bit cleaner for you. So there by the end, I'm pretty much just playing that one note, the G string 2nd fret, on the way back down. Another quick note is when you get to the top of that bend, a lot of times I like to hit that high E twice. So kind of alternate it, sometimes once, sometimes twice. Tell you what, let's turn on the rhythm track for a little context. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so the next part we're going to do, once we get back down there to that note, that's the second half of it. We're going to get right to it after this non-commercial message. Well, okay, let's get rolling with the main bender part of this lesson. We're coming off the riff we just learned in that first bender part. We're hanging out there. We left our heroes right there on the 3rd string 2nd fret with our index finger. We're now going to take that same said index finger up on the B string to the 8th fret. And when we get to the B string 8th on that index finger, we're going to pick it once, take the bender all the way up. Let the bender hang out there for a second. We're taking, for me, my ring finger on the high E 9th. Going to do 2 picks and 2 notes there. Then I'm going to come back and pick that B string again, laying the bender down. So it's 4 notes and 4 picks all together there, with the first one being a bender up and the last one being a bender down. Now this next section is so closely tied with what I did there that I'm just going to teach them together, and it's going to sound like this. So we just did those 4 notes there. Now, you saw my index finger slid down so that my index finger can cover the top 2 on the 5th. And so you're hearing the audio of my index finger sliding down to the 5th. That's okay, that's by design. Now when it gets there, I'm taking the bender up. I'm not picking it, but because the B string's still kind of ringing, you are going to hear some of the audio of the B string going up. That's okay, it works in context with what the rhythm track's doing. But that's what you're going to hear. Right? Now we got the bender up. Let's go ahead and hit the high E 5th we've got covered with our index. And then hit the B string 5th that we've got covered as well to let it down. So all together. Now we've done that, the bender's down, we're just covering the top 2 on the 5th. We're going to go ahead and take our hand off, and we're going to take the bender up with no audio, just pre-bend it, and then I'm going to hit the high E open and the B open, letting the bender down. Now let's put those 3 together. The 4 notes here, 2 here, open. That's more in context. All right, so practice that bender section, the 4 notes here. 2 there, and then the 2 on the open string. Now I've got the top 2 strings just ringing open. We're going to go back to kind of where we were before, which is G strings, 2nd fret with our index. We're going to pick that once and then roll off with our finger to the open G string. So pick and a roll. G string is ringing there. We're going to take 4th string, 4th fret with our ring finger. We're going to pick that once. Now we're going to go back and pick the open G string. So let's do that. Right? So that's 1 pick and a roll, pick, pick. so we did that. So now I've got the G string ringing open and the 4-string 4th fret ringing along with it. We're going to go ahead and pick the 4-string 4th that we still got covered there. We're going to pick it once and then roll down to the 2nd fret with our index, and then use our index finger to roll off to an open D string. Alright, and for those that care about picking habits, I'm starting that. I'm up picking that first part, the first note on the G string 2nd to the open. I am up picking the 4-string 4th, down picking the open G, coming back and up picking that final G pull off. So practice that. It's really just kind of the cousin of what we started with. Right, that's the opening. And that very last part of the final riff, the final notes are this. And that is taking your middle finger, A string, your 5th string, 3rd, and then A string open. So practice that for a bit. That's the opening and the closing lick together. All right, so I'm going to play the whole thing on the slower side. Here we go. And that's basically the whole enchilada right there, the part 3 of the Working Man Bender trilogy. And I'm going to play it once with the backing track so we can all kind of snap back into context. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. You've got it now. Go make it your own. Take the parts you like, discard the rest, and then go have fun with the Working Man Bender trilogy. Take a little bit of everything, make it one giant riff from the trilogy. Make it your own. And the next time you find yourself sitting in on an open mic or sitting in with a band and that Working Man's blues rhythm comes over and you got your Bender on, you think, oh boy, I know exactly what to do here. Assuming they play it in A. Or else get your capo out. All right, that's it. If you enjoyed any part of this, hit that like button. If this is your first time to the Bender Bunker and you want to see more Bender mayhem, don't forget about us. Hit that subscribe button right now while you're thinking about it. That's my suggestion. And I'm going to end as we always do with our motto. Say it with me if you know it. It is never too late to go on a Bender, and I hope you do. I'm going to go work on some more lessons here for the month of March. I think we're going to come back with something about using the Bender in more of a rhythm chordal texture. We've done a lot of single line bending these last few months. We're going to try and get into some chordal stuff next. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So stand by for that. I'll play us out of here with the new riff over the backing track like I always do, and I will see you next time here at the Bender Bunker. Hey, do me a favor, would you keep it bent? Thank you.